there likely is no God. Here's why. The antithesis of design that we observe in the world, we see our bodies, for example, right? Theists love to point to how complex it is, but it's so gratuitously complex. It is so unnecessarily complex that there are so many points of failure in our bodies, so many ways that it could have been done simpler and more efficiently, but it just wasn't.
Whenever someone claims bad design, it really just shows off their own naivety. The claim of bad design is almost always the result of ignorance as to what goes into designing something. Design always involves trade-offs, where we need to do one thing in order to accommodate something else. See, skeptics love to look at systems in isolation, but they lose sight of the impact their proposed changes may have on the body as a whole. The human body is one large interactive machine. Changes in one system will impact others. On top of that, most of the claims of bad design turn out to be just plain ignorance. When we look a little closer, the very things skeptics object to turn out to be brilliant designs. Let me give you an example. When you eat, you chew your food and swallow. It's simple enough, right? But in fact, 50 different pairs of muscles controlled by 6 different nerves are needed for the simple act of swallowing. To the atheist, that seems incredibly inefficient. But take a closer look. First, as food enters your pharynx, signals are sent to your brain to tell it to turn off respiration. After all, your body quite efficiently uses your mouth both for respiration and digestion, and you don't want air trying to come in and out while you're swallowing. Then, the brainstem sends precisely timed signals to various muscles to move that food down toward the esophagus. While this is happening, other muscles contract to block off the pathway to your nose so the food doesn't go up there. Then you've got a bunch of still other muscles contracting to close off the larynx, the gateway to the lungs, and to open the esophagus so the food can enter. And the timing of all of this is just downright remarkable. See, virtually every time a skeptic tries to claim the human body is inefficient, it's really a matter of them just oversimplifying or plain not understanding the beautiful interactive design of the human body. The human body has redundancy, coordination, and a layout designed to provide protection to our most vital organs. Whenever someone thinks they can do it better, it almost always turns out that they've overlooked some incredibly important system or function that serves a very significant purpose.
The fact that we can improve on our bodies with basic biology, right? Vaccines, glasses, and let alone all the robotic parts and limbs and even robotic eyes that we've developed that are far better than what our bodies can achieve.
Yeah, the vaccine argument is just plain weak. Does he really not understand how vaccines work? A vaccine isn't a standalone magic cure to disease. Most vaccines trigger a response in the already existing human immune system to create particular antibodies that attack a specific disease, something which, by the way, our immune system is already designed to do. Without the immune system, vaccines would be useless. Notice here also that he uses the example of glasses, but glasses are only needed when the eyes start to fail. Is he honestly claiming that artificial human constructions don't fail? Of course they do, and at a much higher rate and to a higher degree of severity than the human body does. How many times have you brought your car to the mechanic in the past few years? Not only that, but his claim that replacement human inventions are somehow better than what God designed is laughable. Just ask anyone who has an artificial limb if they prefer it to the natural one they had before. Ultimately, this is just a poor argument, and it's been pretty soundly and factually refuted every time it's brought up. Only the most egotistical of medical doctors would ever claim that the substitutes of medical science are anywhere near the effectiveness and efficiency of the original organs and systems of the human body. Just ask anyone, for example, who's had a back fusion if they prefer it to their original pre-injury spine. Or if a knee replacement, which, by the way, itself will only last 15 to 20 years, is as good as the real thing. No, you can't do better than God.